For a closer look inside Washington, D.C., let's talk with Pennsylvania Representative Scott Perry. Congressman, welcome back to Victory News, sir.
It's great to be with you. And, that the left is burning down is an indicator that the president is on the right track with these cabinet posts. And I thought about the agencies that you outlined, Department of Defense, Justice, Health. Tell me which one of those has been heading in the right direction, quite honestly, under any of the recent Republican or Democrat presidents. Tell me what's better in any one of these agencies, probably generally over the course of your lifetime. I'm ready to hear the evidence.
That's a very good point. Now, your newest senator from Pennsylvania, Dave McCormick, is facing pushback from Chuck Schumer in Washington, of course, and from the incumbent. He defeated Democrat Bob Casey Jr. Bring us up to date on the Keystone State drama there.
Well, unfortunately, the Keystone State changed its voting laws a few years back, and now we have essentially 50 days of mail-in voting. We have drop boxes for mail-in ballots because apparently your mailbox isn't good enough or secure enough. But in any case, they have drawn the race within the margin of a recount, and they are doing that now. And then you have literally some of the county commissioners, like in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is in the southeast, just outside of Philadelphia, saying that we don't care what the court says, we don't care what the law says. We're going to count ballots regardless of what the date is on them or if they have any date at all on them. And one of the commissioners said, I don't care if it's illegal or not, we're going to do it. And so somebody has to be prosecuted. Somebody has to be punished for these rogue actions. The American people, and certainly the people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, need to know that their votes count, and that we're not just going to go out and keep on counting ballots that we find somewhere until the person that the Democrat Party wins.
Yeah, very valid point. Now, Congressman, talk about the Government Efficiency Department with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Will this work to help get the waste out of taxpayer dollars out of government, do you think?
Well, I think what they're going to do, they're going to start with identifying there's a huge and a massive amount of waste in Washington, D.C. Quite honestly, everybody already knows that. But I think that they will assign more credibility to it just because of their own notoriety. Now, I think there's going to be difficulties is in the legislature, because we know this waste exists, but every single year we keep on funding the waste. Where I think that they'll be more effective is within the executive branch and within the president's purview to unilaterally cut waste. And I think that that's where they'll be very, very effective and very helpful.
So, Congressman, let me ask you this. How do you feel about President Trump's picks for example, of RFK Jr. for Health and Human Services, Pete Hegseth, of course, for the Department of Defense? How do you feel about those nominations getting through the Senate?
Look, I'm not a senator, but I know this. The president has a mandate. The American people voted for him overwhelmingly, not just in the Electoral College, but with the popular vote. He, just like Democrat presidents, should get his cabinet choices. Whether they're not, they don't come from some pedigree or whatever the standards are now of the revolving door of Washington, D.C. should be immaterial. That's who the president wants. We're appreciative that the Senate wants to advise, but they should give him his nominees.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Now, how will geopolitics change with America First leadership, and what impact will it have on Israel's battle against Iran and, of course, its terrorist entities?
Well, I think that the world is going to become a much safer place. The despots and the tyrants around the world understand that President Trump is very different than Joe Biden. Israel, in particular, Joe Biden has been on both sides of the war. He's been appeasing Iran while rhetorically supporting Israel, while undermining Israel. That's all going to end. President Trump is going to be for Israel and against the terrorists in Iran, and that's going to be very clear very quickly.
And talk about the message that the American people have sent to Washington, D.C., with you now having the Senate, the House, and the White House.
What the message is that the country's been heading in the wrong direction. We're going to give you the levers of power. You have them all. We expect results immediately, and we expect it to be the president's agenda that he outlined for over essentially 4 years on the campaign trail. That's what the American people expect.
Congressman, always great to have you on our show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, you too.